sleeping on my city. Don't be 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 how we get down. Don't be sleeping on my city. Don't be sleeping on my city.
What it do? It's your boy Bodine, and you are now tuned into another episode of StlVsErrbody. Usually you'll see me in the studio or somebody's place of business, but these brothers are in two separate parts of the, the United States. We got one in New York and we got one in Texas, bro, or ATL.
Yeah.
Texas. So we got the owners and creators of Meet Vegan Bay. It's a dating app, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just making sure I got all my facts straight. Got Jarrell Green and Mr. Rex Gatlin. What's going on, brothers?
What's up, brother?
Yeah, great to meet you.
For having us.
Here. Thank you.
So first and foremost, how's everybody doing?
Lovely, man. Having the time of my life. Can't complain at all. Won't do no good anyway.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, doing good. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be working with Jarrell.
Man, most definitely, man.
Likewise, brother.
I'm glad that we have some young Black brothers who are creating like dating apps. For the culture. We got apps like Tinder, Hinge, Bumble. What made you guys want to take a shot at creating your own when it's like so many that's out right now?
Right, good question, brother. So our particular app is developed and designed to market to a niche market. It's a niche market, so it's not just it's not for the dating world as a whole. It's for a specific market. So it's an exclusively vegan dating app. So this is a dating app just for vegans, and that kind of because I've been vegan for some years now, and I've kind of heard and seen some of the struggles that single vegans have when they're trying to find dates and like-minded individuals that share the same morals and the same values. And so, me being an altruistic, character, I want to see the majority win, right? And I'm always looking for an opportunity to help someone. So I saw that as my opportunity. So, I used the latter part of my college career to, do market research, to learn more about the market as a whole, and Meet Vegan Bay was born.
And that's an interesting topic, bro. Like being a vegan, I know like me, I eat meat. Sure, like, and I've talked to ladies who were vegan, and it's kind of hard like finding that middle ground. You know what I mean? Like I want to go to Joe's Crab Shack or Sugar Fire.
Yeah,
I don't have anything vegan.
Exactly, and that's the mission of it all, is because when you transition into veganism, or actually now it's better than it was when I started, which wasn't long ago. I mean, I just started in 2017, and my whole family's vegan. So, that was the issue, is finding exclusivity, inclusion, and that's where you start to see a lot of, niche markets start to, come onto the market. A lot of people are looking for specificity where they want to have their own thing. It's not just about everybody. And then you have some options, because like you said, you go to your restaurants and they may not have anything to accommodate for someone that eats, that has a vegan diet. Or they may have very little. They may have leaves and, some tomatoes or something in the cut. And they're like, oh, we got salad, and it's like, well, what about the dressing? And the dressing got eggs in it or something like that. So, that's what that's why we exist. And that's why a lot of the, you see a lot of the vegan brands starting to, come to the forefront of the market, foods and things like that, because, it's about inclusivity. It's about exclusivity. and you know, having options and things like that, and not just being excluded from everything because you decide to, you know, live a certain way. So.
And you've been into fitness for quite some time. I remember, like, even I think even before you know what I'm saying, moved out of STL, you were like a personal trainer.
Yep.
Do you get a lot of people, you know, that you know, or just in general conversation that's vegan, that talk about the problems with their dating life because of you know what I'm saying, the people that they talk to or try to talk to them aren't on that, you know what I'm saying, wavelength of, you know, eating that healthy?
Yeah, that's a pain point. That's a pain point, a huge pain point in the community. You know, it's very difficult to find to go into environments where there are people that think like you, that live like you. It's like I said, it's less difficult than what it was 5-6 years ago, and even 20 years ago. Now it's less difficult because, again, the niche markets are being embraced, they're being accepted, and you know, they're more vast than they were then. So yeah, I mean, being in the community, you hear a lot of that, you see a lot of that. And you know, when you transition to veganism, I mean, there's nothing more you want than somebody, you know, to share your world with someone that has those same morals and values. And a lot of times, you know, like I said, years ago, people would just not care. They're like, okay, well, I just want somebody to cuddle with. I don't care if they eat cows or not. I just want somebody to come home with me. You know what I mean? And it was like, well, I'll settle for, you know, someone that doesn't have the same morals and values, because I don't want to be alone, you know. But now it's like, okay, well, we're cognizant of that, and there are people like me and like Rex that want to make a difference. And Rex is not vegan, you know what I'm saying? But Rex is down with the cause, and you know, that's what makes it beautiful. Yeah.
I think it's great, man. Rex, what inspired you to jump on board and help with Meat Vegan Bay?
Yeah, what inspired me to jump into it, I was speaking with Jarrell, just getting an idea just of his thoughts of just veganism, and me practicing it for like a month or two. I can kind of see why that is a particular pain point. And number two, I did see from a social media space on where we're actually going, which is in the metaverse space. Yeah. I don't see any applications that are specific to a particular community, because what you see with the metaverse right now is pretty much kind of very general from the standpoint of where everyone's in one place. But in the metaverse, it's really about bringing, it's really about people being able to create their own communities. Mm-hmm. And I really feel like the vegan community is deserves their space to where they can communicate, they can learn from each other, they can share certain tips to actually help their veganism virtually. And I really see that this is a void in a very new space that I feel that is pretty much a need, because as you saw with the beginning of social media, it was kind of hard to find your community. It kind of took some time to do it. And I think because we have those lessons from the early stages of social media, we can attack it properly with what we're trying to do.
And you guys, I know both of you guys reside in like big cities, so like New York, Texas, Houston, right, bro?
No, I'm right outside of Austin.
Okay. But those cities, though, especially like a New York, I'm pretty sure they have like a big vegan community.
Yes.
California, when I go to LA, like you can go up Dana, every street has at least a vegan restaurant. But where I'm at in St. Louis, it's you know what I'm saying, it's a real small community. You don't have too many vegan restaurants like out here and things like that. Do you guys have anything on the app where, you know, it lets people know, you know what I'm saying, vegan spots to go to, or like give information on, you know what I'm saying, new?
Yeah, for sure, man. That's one of the things. yeah, that's one of the things that's going to make us, you know, kind of unique. I mean, when you look at other dating apps, they have features like that where you'll be able to connect with people in your local communities, right?
Mhm.
We're going to have that same feature because that's one of the features that actually works. I mean, you know, you want to know that someone that, you know, you're interested in, especially with this, is someone has the same morals and values I have right down the street.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. You know, so that's one of the major features that we're going to have on here. Um, you know, New York is actually one of our biggest markets. We have about 7.2% of our community, or of our user base in New York right now. A city in Texas is another one. Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Charlotte. Those are like our top 5 markets right now. You know, and it's been growing for the last, you know, because I haven't really launched Meet Vegan Babe, but since I started creating the Instagram pages and the Facebook pages, I've been getting data on where our markets are. And so, yeah, that's going to be one of the features. But yeah, I mean, and another thing that's going to help out a lot with this whole thing is, you know, creating spaces for restaurants to,
Yeah.
you know, advertise on our platform.
Mhm.
This way that, you know, our users are having not only have access to one another, they also have access to restaurants that they may not have known about, you know, prior to signing on with us, or you know, creating a profile. So that's one of the features that's going to be, you know, kind of feed off of you know, is there someone in my local, you know, community that, you know, is on this app as well. So I'll say for you, Bo, man, check out the South Side, man. They got a lot of good vegan stuff when I go there. I think Sweet Art St. Louis. That's a nice place to check out. It's on the South Side, I believe.
I think
And also another thing I just wanted to add to that was that also in those spaces they're able to share vegan recipes. For example, if you know they may not be in the same city,
right.
but they have the ability to share vegan dishes, recipes and so forth to kind of increase the increase like to pretty much boost the signal of that particular community. And also as well restaurants, those small mom and pop restaurants, as you say, in those small markets can get visibility as well through the platform. So it's not really just about attacking those big cities, but also giving those small cities an opportunity to gain more visibility as well.
Was it a hard process, like putting this together? Was it a lot of research that you guys had to do? Is it anybody else that's on the team? Like what's the process of uh, bringing Vegan Bay to life?
That's a good question, man. I think you know, when any new business you want to do as much research as you possibly can, because what's imperative is that you know your market. And your market is the people that are purchasing, you know, or subscribing to your offering or your product or your service. And so, yeah, it took me about 2.5 years. Like I said, I used this app as a case study in most of my in all of my market research classes, in my marketing classes, you know, in my accounting classes, even, you know. So I've spent quite a bit of time researching and you know, bringing this whole vision together. But one thing that I didn't account for was the futuristic aspect of it, you know, the technologically advanced part of it. And one day I was on Instagram and I had an ad that was going, um, a piece of content that was going around that I was featured in on a page on Instagram, and I ended up seeing Rex one day on that same platform, and you know, because he's been developing virtual apps and augmented apps, right, Rex, for some years
Yeah,
now.
augmented reality, virtual reality apps. Yeah.
Yeah, for years. So he had something on there. They had featured him, and I saw it. And I'm like, hmm. So I went to his page and I looked at one of his other apps that he's developing now called Nights. And I saw what he was doing. I was like, wow, I was like, that'll look dope if we did that, if we found a way to implement that and incorporate that into what I'm doing. Because I wanted the app, but I didn't want to be like everybody else. I didn't want to swipe left, swipe right, that type of thing. Cause you know, I mean, it helps with familiarity and usability, but when it comes to the uniqueness and the value proposition of it, I wanted it to have something else, something different. And when I saw Rex, that it immediately the light bulb went off, and I was like, that's where I need to be. And so I reached out to him, and you know, luckily the brother he was like, yo, I'm with it. And I was like, bet. And I was like, all right. So then we started putting everything together, and we're still, you know, we still bounce ideas off one another whenever, you know, we have an opportunity to, because we're still building this thing. And, you know, to your point, to your question too, Bo, is I'm still doing research. You know, before we even started this call, I was doing more research, because the thing about it is always changing. And, you know, if I'm not up to date on it, or if Rex is not up to date on it, then we can miss something, and then we lose out. So yeah, we put a lot of work into it, and we'll always put work into it. That's never going to stop. Right now, it's just me and Rex. It's just me and Rex. We're tag team. I am looking to add more partners on, more people that do things better than I can do in the coming future. If you know, if it aligns that way, you know, hopefully I can get, because I was very intentional about who I wanted on my team, because there are no founders in this space that look like me and Rex. It's just me and Rex. That's it. And so I know one other brother that did some things in the dating space, but I don't think he's doing it anymore. And he was on a bigger, he was right, but he was the only one that I found that looked like me in that space. But however, founders is just me and Rex. That's it. So I'm looking to add more people on the team that look like us, because I want us to be represented as well. It's not just about veganism. It's also about progressing our culture and, you know, diversifying our culture and empowering our culture. And that's why I was intentional about bringing my brother Rex on. And, you know, like I said, we hopefully bring other people on that look like us later on in the future.
That's dope. And yeah, I forgot to mention that it's a Black dating app too. So yeah, that's dope. Now do other ethnic groups sign on? Like, can they sign on?
Sure.
Also?
Everybody. Well, bring your grandmother, bring your orange grandmother, bring your yellow grandmother. Listen. We don't do that, and we allow everyone, you know, because the vegan community is a very dope community, man. Like, they are very chill, very intelligent, very accepting. Some of them can be radical when it comes to, you know, what you eat. But as far as, you know, accepting your ethnicities and your race and your culture, man, they accept you with open arms. And so, you know, we want to make sure that everyone is everyone feels welcome. But, you know, like I said, you know, it's also imperative, you know, that this is a Black owned, you know, dating app. And I think that's, you know, that's just as, you know, important to narrate, you know what I mean? But yeah, everybody's welcome.
How big is like the vegan community and like our culture? Like I do know some blacks that's vegan, but I don't know like that many. It's like pretty scarce, like at least in, you know, in my, you know, network. But how like big is like the vegan community though?
Oh man, so the vegan community so the numbers are various, they vary. But I always landed around somewhere about 8 to 10 million vegans in the United States alone. The United Kingdom has the biggest vegan market in the world. But in the US, we have, you know, somewhere between 8 to 10 million. Actually, a report just came out recently that said that African Americans are the fastest growing vegan population in the United States.
Wow.
So, you know, you may not see them, or they may not wear it on their shirts, or, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, you have, and especially in major cities where you have access to, you know, vegan brands, like you have your big box stores, Walmart, Target, you know, you have your HEBs, your Publix, your Krogers, your Schnucks, your Deerbergs, all of these big box stores in these bigger cities are now starting to accommodate the vegan community with their food. So, you know, you're going to start seeing more of us, you know, pop up around in our communities. As far as Black people, there are approximately 3.2 million Black vegans in the United States right now. I think about 39% of the population is vegan in the Black community, right? So it's a very present and powerful market, and it's growing exponentially. That's the coolest part about it, is that it's growing every year.
Yeah.
So this is why Rex and I have really just started to drill down on, you know, how we wanted to look for the future.
And also access to information is actually access to more information as to what you're eating and what you're putting in your body has actually made it where Matters community is growing. Because a lot of us before we were told certain things were good for us, but now we come to find out having more access to more information, we're now realizing that it may not be the best diet for us. Yeah. So that's the reason why you're starting to see a lot more people, particularly for people that I know, that are moving to veganism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Question for you, Jarrell and Rex. So, Jarrell, what got you into becoming a vegan? And Rex, when you try to become a vegan, like, how was the experience, and why did you go back to, you know, eat meat?
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll go first. So, when I started, I wanted to challenge myself first, just to see if I could do it. And when I was doing it, I was staying the course and so forth. But I started to see a lot of the weight that I gained to start to dissipate, and I felt kind of sluggish. I felt like I was doing it wrong. I was just doing completely plant-based. I know, but I was told, you know, it was pretty extreme as to what I was doing. And then I said, okay, let me just try to supplement it with, you know, lean meat, meaning like, you know, grilled chicken besides fried chicken and so forth like that. So I just did other healthier substitutes, but I would say it had its benefits. It had a lot of huge benefits. We're now more aware of as to what I'm eating. I want to go back. I want to go back to it. I think I'm gonna give it another try, but hopefully Jarrell could be a better guy for me to actually do it successfully.
I got you, man. Yeah. So with me, I was, you know, I taught personal training. I taught the personal training curriculum for the National Academy of Sports Medicine for about 3.5 years in Georgia, and so during that time, I started to transition into a more spiritual journey, and in doing so, you unlock a lot of things mentally, psychologically, morally, and at the time, you know, I don't know if you all have heard of the documentary called "What the Health."
Yeah.
But that documentary came out at that time. It was actually a year, I think, prior to me knowing about it. So I watched that documentary. Meanwhile, I'm on my spiritual journey, and it was just one of those things where it was a no-brainer. It was like, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? And you know, I'm always searching for elevation and knowledge and intellect. And I felt like that was one of the most intellectual, compelling, captivating films that I saw, on documentaries that I've seen about that. And it just really, prompted me to start that journey. And also my wife was pretty much on it prior to me even making that decision. She just got to a point where she just didn't want to eat like animal meat anymore. Just out of nowhere one day, she was like, I don't want that. And I can remember our last meal that had eggs in it. She made some homemade fried rice, because, you know, we ain't in St. Louis no more. So nobody got their rice like us, man. So we was making our own rice, and she dope, and she nailed it. Mm-hmm. But that was our last meal with eggs in it. And I think it had some meat in it too. And after that, we just went cold turkey, man. And that was it. So, you know, we are really, you know, just kind of just making our contributions to the earth, man, and, you know, trying to be good stewards of what we've been given. And I think this is our contribution to it. And, you know, and the next contribution is to, you know, unify and revolutionize the vegan community with what me and Rex are doing right now.
That's dope, man. Rex, you ever
Yes.
been to St. Louis?
Say what?
You ever been to St. Louis, bro?
No, I never been. No.
Like, come to St. Louis and try some of this food you made. Bro.
You gotta wait. If you go there and because you gotta have the rice, you gotta have the emos. You know, we got a lot of good staples, man. That like far as cuisine, that you know, being vegan just won't do it justice, man. You just gotta get dirty with it, man.
Yeah, I gotta take a trip. I gotta do it.
Yeah.
For sure. After that, then you could probably do your vegan thing. But guess what?
Go vegan.
But peep though, they got a lot of good. Like 1 year we came back to visit. My wife found a spot on the south side that had vegan Big Macs, like McDonald's menu type of deal. It's on the south. I had to get the name for you, boss, so you can check it out. But
yeah,
man, it's a lot of nice spots. Nice spots. One spot in North County is a Mod Pizza. You know, they're not vegan, but they have more vegan options than they don't. So. And they're inexpensive too, man. You go there and get you a nice, probably a 10-inch pizza for maybe $8, $10 or something like that. So, you know, I would say check some of those spots out. I'll get some of those names and shoot them to you if you want to try some stuff out down there.
Appreciate you, bro. And what's the difference between being vegan and vegetarian? Like vegetarian, is it still like you can still is there certain things with being vegetarian that you can't eat being vegan?
Right. So vegan, so let me just start. So vegetarian, they still eat you know, eggs and stuff like that, and cheese, you know, dairy. They don't eat meat, I believe. And so with vegans, we don't eat anything that had a parent that pooped peas or anything like that. It had 2 eyeballs, a tongue, and none of that, nothing. So a lot of, you know, you'll be surprised. A lot of people don't even really know the difference between the two. They kind of associate one with the other, right? Like they're synonymous. And so a lot of times, you know, when we go places that aren't exclusively vegan, we may have to explain, you know, stuff to them. Like I remember one occasion recently, my wife and I, we were out at a pizza place here, and they were making our pizza. You know, there was kind of like a Chipotle setup where they make it in front of you. And so they were making our pizza and they didn't change their gloves. Cross-contamination is like blasphemy in the vegan community.
Yeah.
And so she was making our pizza with gloves that she had made someone else's pizza with, that she touched dairy cheese with, you know, so you had a remnants all over the gloves. And then she go to, you know, make ours. And my wife was like, hey, can you change your gloves for us, please? And she was like, okay, so no problem, change the gloves. But what ended up happening was some of the cheese, the dairy cheese, got on our pizza. so my wife was like, hey, you know, some of that cheese just got on our pizza, and we hate being those people. That's why we really just don't go out to places that aren't exclusively vegan, because we don't want to be those people. But, you know, we wanted some pizza, and they don't have any, you know, spots like that out here where we are. So this was the only spot. So she asked her to change it, and she was like, well, what's the difference? You know, and she had a little attitude about it. So, you know, my wife kindly, you know, corrected and readjusted, and, you know, it was no problem. But it's just those things you run into where, you know, people are, you know, not as educated as you would think they should be at this point in time. But, you know, that's the difference where, you know, we don't eat anything that had, you know, any animals involved with it. And that goes for byproducts too. You know, you'll go get a can of peanuts and they got milk in it. It's not vegan anymore. You know, so that's the difference.
Dope, man. I'm gonna definitely have to download this Vegan Bay app just to check it out.
Yes, sir.
Is it on? It's on Apple, Android, correct? We can download the iPhones and Androids and everything.
Yeah. We're having 2 versions. So we're having a version for Android and iPhone, but primarily we're putting this to virtual reality. To like the new virtual reality headsets like Meta that you hear about MetaQuest, and as well as we're having them on actual VR glasses, like portable VR glasses that you can walk around in. So like when you put the glasses on, you're right in Vegan Bay. Like you're right in like a particular room where you want to meet somebody, you can converse, and then we take the glasses off. Of course, you're back to, real world, but put the glasses on, you're right there in the actual virtual world.
Damn, that's some next level shit.
Yeah, man. That's the thing. That's where it's going. And
Yeah,
we know that our total market isn't there yet, but they will be, and we'll be there when they get there. And by the time they get there, we'll already have it, worked out to where it's going to be perfect for them. Like Rex said, they'll have their own rooms and be able to create their own rooms where they can, bring people in, have their own experience, with them. Because it's not just about finding love; it's about finding companionship, finding, friends and things that, share this community or share these values and morals with you, and, not being excluded when you go outside of your door. So, that's the great thing about it. It's just about, like I said, unifying, revolutionizing, and progressing the whole vegan market or the whole vegan community. Yeah, man. So that's you more than welcome, brother. Come on in.
man. I'm gonna definitely check y'all out, man. Guys, on the show, before we get up out of here, man, where can people find you guys at? What's the social media handles?
Yeah. So where you can find me, particularly at Rex_GAT102, and you can find information about Vegan Bay at meat_Vegan Bay on Instagram. And what we'll be doing, we'll be showing some demo videos, just as a video walkthrough of what the rooms will look like when you actually put the glasses on, when you enter Vegan Bay. And as well, if you have any further questions, you can reach out to me or Jarrell, just if you want to get any more information about how our platform is progressing, and we will be providing more updates as the weeks go forward.
For sure. So yeah, meat_Vegan Bay, and when you all visit the page, there's a link where you can you'll have access to the email sign up list. So what we're doing now is just making a list of everyone that wants to, like you said, boy, you want to be someone that, jumps on there and, becomes one of the early adopters, what we call them, or like an early user. So you can sign up, put your email in there. And then what that does is gives us the opportunity to share exclusive updates with you, early bird promotions with you. Because this is going to be a freemium app, but we're going to have premium subscriptions and things like that as time goes on. So you'll be, one of the first to receive some of those promotions where, it may not cost you anything, right? And then, like I said, you'll receive updates. And then also, if you want to learn a little bit more, we have our campaign, our fundraising campaign on there as well. And you'll see it once you click the link, it'll say investors only link. And so that link is going to take you to our fundraising campaign, where you can read our pitch deck, which is going to have all the information about, the company, and, and it'll have information about Rex and I as well on there. And you can, sign up to be an investor. That'll be great. We're taking investors right now. We're raising some money for the future development of what we're doing. So yeah, check out the Meat Vegan Bay Instagram page. We also have a Facebook page as well. I believe that one is the same handle, so it'll be meat_Vegan Bay. And then my personal one is J_the_trainer. I'm not really on there as much as I used to be. I'm still I'm really focused on building our community on Meat Vegan Bay. So that's where I am most of the time. So yeah, man, check us out on there. And we hope to see you. And yeah, that's all I got on that, man. That's that on that, brother.
It's dope, bro. Well, before we go, man, what's a gem that you can give aspiring entrepreneurs from both of y'all?
Man, for me, I would say embrace and become a student of both struggle and success. It's going to take you some time to get to where you want to be, But if you believe in what you're doing and you are passionate about what you're doing, and you can do it for free, where you wake up and you think about it, you go to sleep thinking about it, you know, that's something that you should probably invest your time and your energy into and not rush. You know, I think I learned along my journey is that you can't rush it. You have to take certain steps. You have to walk through certain doors. You cannot go around and try to go to the jump the fence or create some type of shortcut. You have to walk through those doors. So, you know, my gym is to be a student of both struggle and success, and you'll reap the benefits if you hold on and you know, keep going.
Yeah, I would say my best piece of advice would be just being consistent. Be consistent with what you're doing every day. Meaning, like, the best way to get better is to continue to do it every day. It needs to be a part of your daily lifestyle. And it's the same thing. The same thing when someone practices basketball. He has to, for him to become a better shooter, you have to shoot every day. For you to become a better entrepreneur, you have to do it every day. You have to be in your business every day. Can't take any time off. You can't slow down at all, because when you're slowing down, someone else is speeding up to get past you. So I would always say that, you know, just be consistent, do it every day. It needs to become like part of your daily lifestyle. And I feel like that's the best form of success for someone starting out, to stay consistent and just follow the path.
Yes, sir. Well, fellas, it was a pleasure having y'all.
For sure.
I'm gonna definitely look into like a vegan restaurant to go check out this weekend, man. So,
My brother.
and I look forward to exploring Vegan Bay and putting my vegan homies on it. And yeah, man, I hope I know this is gonna, you know, flourish into something great. Keep up the great work. Wish you guys much success.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, man, everybody that's watching, make sure that y'all, you know what I'm saying, download the app, and just, even if you don't become vegan, just make better healthy food choices. You know what I mean? But make sure y'all follow me, Vegan Bay, on Instagram. You guys got a Twitter too, right? Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, Instagram,
We're not on Twitter, but
Twitter, but
yeah,
we're
Instagram. I
gonna
wanted
have
to
one.
say one last thing. I forgot. Yeah, I'm sorry, we got a lag. But one last thing I wanted to say, that we have two big dates coming up that Rex and I been talking about. So November 1st is World Vegan Day, November 1st. So this is the day where, you know, it's been around since 1944, so about 78 years. This has been the most important day, one of the most important days of veganism. So this is a day where we celebrate, you know, all of the vegan brands, all the vegan people, and we're also in talks of doing a soft launch of the app on November 1st, just because it's such a monumental and commemorating day. And then we have Veganuary in January, where the whole month of January, all 31 days, those that are non-vegan are challenged by vegans, and they readily and openly accept this challenge to be vegan for 31 days. So, you know, we're actually thinking and talking about doing an official launch for the app during Veganuary or during January. So those are two big dates to look out for. But if you sign up, you'll have all those exclusive updates, and you'll get them before everybody else. But we giving them to you now because I'm with my homie Bo, and you know, he got y'all locked in like that. So November 1st, remember that date. And then one of the days in January, we're not sure on the day yet, but sign up and you'll know exactly what day we're gonna relaunch that app. So that's all I had on that one, man. But once again, thank you again, Bo.
Yes, sir.
Most definitely, man. Once again, make sure y'all follow me, Vegan Bay, on IG. They also got a Facebook page. Make sure y'all check that out as well. And get at my guys Jarrell and Rex for more information on, you know what I'm saying, this dope experience for the vegan community.
Sir.
All right?
Yes, sir.
And
Peace,
most definitely, you guys are tuned in to another episode of StlVsErrbody. Y'all be cool.
Shout out to the Lou.
Yes, sir.